Hi, this is Joshua Ward with ZchangedMe, and I'm going to give you some insight on how I adjusted to the girl dad life and things I wish I knew sooner. But after the intro, see you after. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. All right. Hi, this is Joshua Ward at Z Changed Me, and this is my channel. And focusing mostly on relationships, single dad, personal growth, and attachment theory. This is going to be more focused on the single dad perspective, and there's going to be a series with this. And there's a lot of information. As I was jotting down, like things I wish I would learned beforehand, and things I didn't know, and things I had to learn over time, there was a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try to keep this brief, and I may have to do a bunch of different series with this, but this is going to be the first installment, and it's probably going to be the most important ones that I really believe in. So let's jump in right away so I can get into more information. I'm going to try to keep these clips around 10 minutes, so let's just jump right into it. Number one is the anchor. Now, the anchor is whatever you make it. And it's just a big enough reason to pull you from doing things you're not supposed to do. And so it's a rationale that you may sway to the left or sway to the right, but you're not gonna go too far because your anchor is gonna keep you like, okay, yeah, I can drink alcohol and I'm an alcoholic, but if I do that again, I might go to jail. That is an anchor enough to go to jail, all right? And so things like that was your anchor. For me, I realized my daughter is one of my many anchors I have to keep me where I need to be. And so understanding anchors, and again, there could be multiple ones in your life, but using your daughter for an anchor, it can help you a lot with the relationship perspectives and the betterment of self perspective. So like even in a relationship, if I feel like I'm in a relationship that I wouldn't be proud that my daughter was in a similar relationship, I have my litmus test. Because again, now I'm like looking at myself from the outside perspective, but I'm also looking at it from perspective like, if I'm in a relationship I'm not even happy with, then why is my daughter not going to most likely be in the same situation if I'm modeling that? So you want to do better for your children from that perspective, but also making yourself better. Because when you have her as an anchor, you're going to wake up, you're going to work out more so you can get strong enough so you can keep holding your kid and make sure you prepare them in situations of understanding. It was a good quote. Fast and Furious it's a very good movie, and well, I guess it depends on your perspective. Like now it's like 1,000 sequels, but Vin Diesel said that, and I really respect this, that Mia, his sister, was every day would come back home, and their father would come down and help her with her homework every day. And then after she went to bed, he would stay up all night so he can learn the next chapter so she can be able to be prepared the next day. And so having that type of dedication for your child with your responsibility, this kid does not ask to be in this world, it's a responsibility. And if you're a single dad out there or a single parent in general, I respect you. And parents, I respect you. I respect parents in general. So, but use that anchor to keep you on the right path. The next thing is books. Now you can skip this if you don't like books, but getting insight from the outside has been tremendous. There was Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters. There's Untangled, which is more for the adolescent. They said in the adolescent part, they said in the Tangled, that if you gave an adolescent girl an adult female mental exam, they'll be clinically insane because they don't make sense of everything that's going on in their mind and their development. But once you understand the development, you can start to prepare for what's to come. And also mindset. I think mindset was a huge book, which I'm going to go in a little more detail on mindset, because it wasn't even a parental book, but it was a good fundamental book that I was able to transfer and utilize those skills I learned to my daughter. So one day she was trying to get into the car seat. And so she was trying to get in the car seat, and I was like, good job, Zara. You got in the car seat. I'm proud of you. But then I started thinking, like in the book, it talks about if you reward the outcome, then they'll look for the outcome. And what happens is sometimes if the outcome looks too difficult, they won't even try so they don't fail in achieving that outcome. So one of the things they said was it's better to reward the work involved with it instead of the outcome. And so in that situation, I was like, okay, cool. Instead of saying, hey, I'm happy you got in the car seat, I said, Zara, I'm proud of you. You kept working on it, you kept working on it, and eventually you got in the car seat. I'm proud of you putting the work in. And so by focusing the energy and appreciation on the work, she appreciates work, and it's hard for her to give up on a lot of different things. And she's wanting to work to get better at it. So that's just, books in general can give you insight in ways that you don't understand. But other thing is child independent and child directed an hour and a half time. So if you give your child an hour and a half of undivided attention and letting them kind of control what's going on, your life gets a lot easier. And that could be a little bit before school, that can be a little bit afterwards, even doing work, homework, and things that need to get done, doing that together. As long as you're spending that time, you'll start to realize your kid becomes a lot more manageable. Because once they get their attention, then they can go out and do their own thing, okay? As long as they feel like they're in a safe environment, which, again, if you didn't come from a safe environment, they may need more attention and time in the beginning to kind of just feel like they are safe. But once they feel safe, a lot of times things will get better. Because if you don't give the attention to a child at a faucet being fully nozzled open level, because if you did it that way, if you just open the faucet, you can get a cup and you're full, they'll get the appreciation, the attention, they'll be done. But if you give them attention from a drip level, to be constantly throughout the day, it may spill over to the next day of them constantly trying to get that attention. But if you give them that time, I've seen that they will just be more willing to be on their own and be on their free time. So it has helped my kid be less messy, less fussy. And so I start to realize if she starts to get that way, I have to check myself, use my anchor, like, okay, am I doing what I'm supposed to do as a parent? Is spending that quality time. Bonus, that kind of goes from the fussiness part of it. Feed your kid. Like, I'm telling you, there was this video I saw a long time ago with this girl. She's like, oh man, I'm crying. And the dad's like, what's going on? Everything okay? Oh no. Tell me what's going on. Dad's probably like, tell me what's going on. No. And he's like, are you hungry? She's like, oh, I'm hungry. Dad goes, makes a peanut butter jelly sandwich, puts it in front of her. And like 30 seconds later, she's like, thank you, Daddy. I love you. I hope it's not a sexist comment, but if you feed women, they're just happy. So keep them fed, but more specifically, I know with my daughter, and I've talked to other daughters, if they're fed, usually they're pretty happy. So if you give attention and you feed, then I don't know if that's similar for relationships too, probably, but if you give attention and you feed, I mean, usually I've seen kids be really happy. So another thing that's really important is having about 10 to 30 minutes of meditation time or unstimulated time. It helps you kind of settle your thoughts and focus and really figure out what's going on in your emotions, which, I mean, guys, I know we're not really good at emotions and understanding those things, but it's really good. And so I really feel like having that time, that could be driving to work without music and just in silence. It kind of helps you connect dots and understand certain things and put things in perspective in a lot better way. Unless you're always stimulated, it's hard for you really to know what's deep down inside. So, and it's good to refocus your mind. So meditation or unstimulated time. And driving is good enough because it's usually something that's automatic. So something that's not going to use too much of your brain power to take away from what you need to look inside. Another thing is, I know that this is probably taboo for guys in general, but go to therapy. Like, there's reasons why you're probably in the situations you're in, and if you're not in those situations because of whatever reason, there's things in your past that had an effect on you then that if it's affecting you in the future that you have no idea, because a lot of times you can silo those traumatic events and don't even associate it to what you're doing now, but your subconscious is constantly running on autopilot. Now, I have the 3 fundamentals, which talks about subconscious. Please go to that if you want to see that. But go to attachment theory. I'm going to have a video out about attachment theory. It actually helps you have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. We think we're so different, but the attachment, it's scary how accurate it is and how non-different people are on their actions. So please go to therapy. But think about, and that goes back to the first thing I said, use your daughter as an anchor. always find ways to improve yourself, but also for your responsibilities, which is for your daughter. And you getting help and understanding yourself and understanding how to express emotions and build that connection with your daughter is going to be so huge down the road. And I can see it already with myself. Like, my relationship with my daughter has grown so much as I started to heal and understand why I am the way I am now, and found ways to be healthy and about setting boundaries and understanding how to meet my needs and meet my daughter's needs. This is one thing I didn't realize, having a strong female role model. The strong female role model is huge. It's because for some reason your daughter will want to look for that. And so having those individuals, it could be cousins, it could be grandparents, or even biological moms. So, but that having multiple strong female role models is going to be huge to supplement the time. Because and if you're in a situation where you don't have the kid's mom involved at all, it's even more so important to have that female figure that's there, that's strong, right? And the ones I look for that I try to keep my kid around is people who are always trying to improve themselves. They don't have to be perfect, all right? They can't be evil either, but people who are constantly trying to improve themselves in some form of fashion, because that's the example I really want for my daughter, in a safe environment. So these things are the things that one of the top 4 things and that's more. I'm gonna go into a bunch of lists of things that I wish I would have knew beforehand, but these are fundamental things I wish I knew before. Now, there's potty training and crib to bed and all this other stuff. I can give you my tactics on what I did with those. Doing hair, I can give you tactics on understanding the hair perspective and just understanding like everything, porosity and blah, 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 blah. Guys, first of all, if you, again, made it this far, I appreciate you in every facet. Again, today was focused on single dad's perspective, but this channel has relationships, single dad, personal growth, and also has attachment theory and healing. And so please take the time to look at the channel if you have availability. Subscribe if you feel like I deserve the subscription. And I'm going to constantly bring more videos out, but please also put in the comments some things maybe you want to hear or things you want more elaborated on. I can definitely do those things and do some research if I have to help you get more information about what's going on. So again, thank you, and looking forward to seeing you on my channel again in the future.